Hey, this is Matt once again. What about another video? This is another paid request, this time for Ronald. Thank you so much for that. And for those interested in requesting pretty much any type of videos, reviews, commentaries, reactions, topics, randomness, whatever it may be, feel free to send it either directly to my PayPal or join my Patreon. Both links are down below in the info box. Now, Ronald wanted me to react to his top 10 favorite songs, which is interesting. So let's get right into it. Number 10 for his favorite songs is the Bloodhound Gang song, The Bad Touch. And the title didn't seem familiar, but then when I started listening to the song, I went, oh, yep, I've heard this song on a lot of TV shows and movies. That's the one where, you and me, but we ain't nothing but mammals. We do it like they do it on Discovery Channel. Getting horny now. I mean, I don't mind the beat. I would say I don't mind the song for the beat. I think the beat is catchy. I think the beat is fun. I mean, it may not be big on the lyrics. I mean, that main line, I can understand being a little bit catchy, but I mean, the song is just, again, they're being horny, that's it. But it's a decent enough song, and like, I don't mind that song. It's not a bad song or anything. Like I said, it is catchy for its beat, and I just see why it was utilized on a lot of movies and TV shows. So yeah, didn't mind that one. Number 9, the Rolling Stones, Can You Hear Me Knocking? I'll be honest, I've never been a fan of that song. And I like the Rolling Stones. Like, the songs I like from them is Painted Black is my favorite song. Sympathy for the Devil. Police to beat you. Don't you know my name? Or I see a red door and it's painted black. Better do 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 do. Jumping jack flash and said yes yes yes. Boo do 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 do. Like, Can't You Hear Me Knocking? Like I said, it never did anything for me. Didn't care for the beat of it. Lyrics indifferent on it. Like I said, of the Rolling Stones songs, that's kind of one that I always forget about and just never. I know it was a good size hit, but there's just a lot of other Rolling Stones songs I prefer. So just wasn't for me. Number 8, Vanilla Fudge's You Keep Me Hanging On. I mean, it's there for what it is, very hippie-like. Kind of seems like the type of song you listen to if you hit acid. You know, it's not bad, but it's not a song I would listen to. You keep me hanging on. I know someone actually did a tribute to Once Upon a Time in Hollywood, the Tarantino film, with that song. And it works for that period. And like I said, it's definitely a hippie-like type of feel to it. Me, I'm more into 80s, 90s stuff. Maybe a little bit of 70s, but it's fine. It's not that bad. But would not be in my favorites list. Number 7, Michael Jackson, Beat It, classic. Of course, nowadays when you think of the title, you think of like different type of beat in it, but or at least some people do. Of course, then I always think of Weird Al Yankovic's parody, Eat It, Eat It, Eat It. But yeah, Beat It is a classic. Now, my favorite Michael Jackson songs would be ones like Man in the Mirror, Smooth Criminal, but a Thriller. But Beat It, it's one of those classic. I just still remember the music video, him trying to play on the pool table and that cool red coat. Memorable video, memorable song. Beat it, beat it, beat it, beat it. And Michael Jackson just has a great voice. He was a wonderful talent. I don't think he did what he was accused of. That's my opinion. People get mad about that, but that's my opinion. So I can agree with that song. Like I said, none of these songs would be in my top 10, but like of the songs so far, that's definitely the one I strongly agree with. The Michael Jackson's "Beat It." Number 6 was the most surprising song on this list because I'd never heard of this before, and I listened to it and really ended up liking it. Laura Branigan's song "Self Control." Again, never heard of this song before. Never heard of Laura Branigan before. But Self Control definitely had a good 80s vibe to it. Really liked the guitar work. Had a solid drum beat. Lyrics like, I live among the creatures of the night. I haven't got will to try to fight. Like, this was a nice surprise. Like, I could see this fitting in like an 80s thriller action movie, like the beginning or end of the movie. So, like, Laura Branigan's Self Control, like, very nice surprise of a song. So, glad to know of it, thanks to Ronald. And very nice choice. Number 5, Q Lazarus song, Goodbye Horses. Of course, if you've seen Silence of the Lambs, you know what this song is. It was also in Clerks 2. I think the person who sang it was a woman, but then some people say it was androgynous. As in neither he nor she. I don't know the details. Some people say the person like disappeared at a certain point. I guess went to just being private. I don't know. But your Goodbye Horses, very synth, very dreamlike, kind of creepy usage of snare drums among others. Like I said, very synthesizer. It very dreamlike. And it definitely worked well in Silence of the Lambs for Ted Levine's character. Ooh, 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 goodbye horses. It's definitely not a forgettable song, especially when with the scenes they utilized and what Ted Levine did with then they had Jason Mewes do that in Clerks 2. The last good Kevin Smith film. I didn't. Nah, bad song. Very interesting choice. Yeah, that's a good choice. Number 4, Elvis Presley and Suspicious Minds. Now, this is another song I don't mind. I would say there's other songs I prefer, like Viva Las Vegas or others. But this is a good one. The last time I heard this was in Blade Runner 2049. Is actually the scene when Ryan Gosling finds Harrison Ford, and Harrison Ford has that area with the Elvis hologram. And I believe it's this song, Suspicious Minds, that's playing at first. With the Elvis hologram. Here we go again, asking where I've been. Can't go on together with suspicious minds. I can't sing. I don't know why the fuck I'm trying. But nice to have Elvis on the list. Elvis Presley, another very talented guy. Another guy with a wonderful voice, like Michael Jackson. So again, always nice to have Elvis Presley on the list. Can't complain about that one. Number 3, Blue Oyster Cult. Probably my favorite song in this list of his. Don't Fear the Reaper. I remember hearing that at the very beginning of the Stand miniseries from the 90s. Like, it starts out with that, which is a perfect song to start for that movie or miniseries. I know it was all at the end credits of The Frighteners. Very haunting song, but has a great beat to it. Season don't fear the reaper, nor do the wind or the sun or the rain. Come on, baby, don't fear the reaper. Take my hand. See, this is why I don't sing, because it makes the doves cry. Really enjoy that song. Really loved it. Like I said, of these 10, I would say that's my favorite. I would say it's Blue Oyster Cult, Don't Fear the Reaper. Laura Branigan's Self Control, which is a nice surprise, and that's so fresh. Michael Jackson's Beat It. Elvis's Suspicious Minds. Number 2 and number 1, they're not songs I was familiar with, and they didn't do much for me. But number 2 was a band called Sniffin' the Tears, and it's called Driver's Seat. You got to move to the trick of the beat. I was very indifferent on this. I'm like, this seems like something I would hear on the radio as a kid in the back seat and be like, but then my mind would drift off to think about something else until waiting for the song to end for what's the next song going to be. Yeah, I didn't really, indifferent to not caring for the song. It just wasn't for me. Wasn't my cup of tea. And then Ozark Mountain Daredevils. I think this is a song I had heard of. Jatty Blue. Very country rock. 70s. You'll make your wishes that never come true. Like I said, it's not a bad song. It's just not my cup of tea of a song. The voices are fine enough as a group. But at the same time, like, I don't really have a lot of strong feelings on it either. But I mean, this is his list. This isn't my list. So Ozark Mountain Daredevils, Jatty Blue, and Sniffin' the Tears, Driver's Seat. I'm like, they didn't really do much for me. They're very indifferent. They're not really songs I would ever listen to again. And like I said, I think the Jatty Blue one I probably have heard in like a movie or two, because it sounds vaguely familiar as I was listening to it. But, like I said, Blue Oyster Cult, Don't Fear the Reaper, I enjoy. Elvis' Suspicious Minds, Good Boy Horses. Laura Branigan was the nice surprise. Michael Jackson's Beat It. I could deal with Bloodhound Gaines, The Bad Touch, so, 6 out of 10. Not too bad. I say the Rolling Stones song, there's other Rolling Stones songs I prefer. Vanilla Fudge fits in its time period. If you're making like a time period movie, it would fit as well. The first two, number 1, number 2, I would say honestly those are my least favorite, along with of this list. But that's just me. But either way, thank you once again, man, for the request. Very interesting to listen to these songs. And like I said, without this, I would never known about Laura Branigan's Self Control. It didn't. I keep repeating that because it was like, wow, this is a really nice surprise. This would fit in an 80s movie. I mean, it was probably done in the 80s, but I'm just saying that I was surprised that's a song that would have fit in a variety of movies. So, very nice. So, with that said, thanks for watching. Take care. We'll see you guys later. Bye-bye.